Hello, good evening. Um, my name is Levinus, and today we're going to talk about the landmark achievements of Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan in Nigeria. Mr. President has achieved a lot, of course, and you know that, and we have to give him kudos. I don't like the way people are painting Mr. President as if Mr. President is not doing anything. Do you think it's easy? To be a president is not easy, my dear brother. To be a president is not easy, my dear sister. Stop criticizing your government, especially Goodluck Jonathan. Goodluck Jonathan is the worst criticized government we have ever had. But why? Why are we criticizing him? Is it because he's not from the north? Is it because he's from, how do I call it, minority? No, we don't want to talk about this. Today, my dear people, we want to highlight the landmark achievement of Mr. President. Goodluck Jonathan. Join us as we highlight the landmark achievement of Mr. President for 2013, or since he assumed the government rather. Don't hesitate to join us. You can follow us Twitter. Yes, you can follow us on Twitter. It's a program. Yes, it's a program. You can follow us on Twitter, Skype, all the social network. You can reach us. But meanwhile, we that are here, let's talk about the landmark achievement of Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan. Of course, you know it is not easy. One thing is that we have never been a leader, so we won't know how difficult it is to lead. Jonathan has tried. Of course, it is not easy. Why don't we join hands and say, oh, Mr. President, you have tried, give him kudos or something. Why is it that we are always criticizing Mr. President? What has this man done? Let's please give a breathing space. Let Mr. President have a little rest. Of course, very soon, 2015 campaign will start. We only have 1.5 months to finish anything about projects, and then we'll go into campaign. 2014 is campaign. 2015 is election. So we only have 1.5 months for 2013. So my dear people, today we are going to talk about the landmark achievement of Mr. President for 2013, or since he assumed the office of Mr. President rather. We are going to talk. Please stop criticizing him. I will not take that at all. Why is it that everybody is criticizing this man? Everybody is criticizing him, as if he's the worst president we have ever had. Huh? Okay, Obasanjo, what was Obasanjo did when he was the president? He gave us a, how do I call it, network. And then communication became very easy. He has tried. And then what else did he do? I can't. Hence, we are not here to talk about the past regimes. We are here to talk about, the landmark achievements of Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan. Let's face squarely his own achievement. Let's forget about Obasanjo, Babangida, and all these other past regimes. What are the landmark achievements of Mr. President Goodluck Jonathan? We need to know. We need to give him kudos. We need to clap hand for him. He has tried. It is not easy. All the time everybody will just be criticizing as if it's easy to lead. I'll tell you, it is not easy. He promised to give Nigeria electricity. I don't know, because I don't base in Nigeria, to be sincere. I don't know if he has done that. I would have asked to know if he has done that before coming for this program, but I actually forgot to ask. I'm sorry, but if you know, you can actually, call us, or you can contact us and let us know, so that we'll know whether he has done that or not. But for that light, electricity, I don't know if he has done it too. I'm not sure. But I think that is the only thing he has failed to do. If not, he has done so many things. In this year 2013, it is not easy, Mr. President, to remove fuel subsidy that's put a lot of poor people on the road. No transportation. Transportation becomes high. High inflation in everything because of fuel subsidy removal. Now, what is the implication of this? Of course, in every country, government must, sacrifice, or individual must sacrifice for government, at least to enable, sustainability. But in a case where we remove subsidy or such, what did this money subsidy removal made for? What have they used it to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They just, we just, I don't know the joy we derive in seeing poor people being poor. No. And of course, when I listened to the testimony of Mr. President, that he was very poor, from a very poor family. Everybody claims he's from a very poor family because the former Vice President of Nigeria used that to win people's sympathy during their past campaign. I don't want to mention anybody. So everybody seeks to use that opportunity of being from a poor family background as a yardstick to win people's sympathy. But at the end of the day, in fact, this of Mr. President is now a clear fact that it doesn't matter whether you are from a poor family background or from the richest family background. It doesn't matter. What matters is individual. I will not vote for anybody that says it's from a poor family background or because you are from a rich family background. No. But honestly, if I must say something here, I'm surprised, very surprised, that Mr. President, who claims from a very poor family background, has forgotten so soon. He doesn't have any friend now that is poor, so he won't even remember whether there is poverty again. Now he's thinking that poverty is actually something of the past. He don't even remember. He can't even. He can't imagine that poverty still exists, because where he passes, he don't see people selling pure water anymore. He don't see people selling bread. He don't see people selling. My God, I came to Nigeria. I saw a young lady of maybe 7 to 8 years, and I imagine if this girl is my daughter, and so many of them, boys and girls. Are you talking of school? When the family live on pure water, hawking of pure water to survive. How much is pure water? The total value of the pure water is not more than 50 naira. And in this 50 naira, a lot of, you see, sometimes they fall in the course of running, to cross the road. They fall down, the water will burst, they lose money. Oh, God. Our leaders, we need to pause a little bit. We really need to pause a little bit. What will it cost you to help this poor, to emancipate poverty from our society? Very simple. Your generations can never be poor again. Where do you think you can take this money to? No, let me talk to you, Mr. President, you in particular. With all this money you are packing, where do you think you can take it to? To the grave? Do you know how old you are? How old are you now, Mr. President? I'm sorry to ask. Because sometimes I wonder, now you are already 50, For example, you are 50. How many years do you think you still have on it? No, let's assume you're going to be even the okay, let's exaggerate. You are 50, but I tell you, without exaggeration, if you are 50 years old today, Mr. President, I'm telling you, at least let's add 60 maximum, which me and you, we know very well that, of course, how many people get to 100 and something. But you understand what I'm saying? So at your age, you should know that the money you are packing, you can't spend it before your time comes. Your generations can't spend it. Do you want to take them to the grave? So why do you want to take this money? You will not spend them. You won't be able to go to the grave with it. Even if you go to the grave with it, they don't spend this naira there. They don't spend naira in that place because maybe you don't know. Because some people, they lost their brain. Some of our leaders, they lost their brain. We need to tell them because some of them think they can take this money to the grave. So many of them think they can go and spend money, back in that place. But you need to let them know that we don't spend this naira there. I don't know the currency they spend in heaven or hell, but the truth is, I know for sure that we don't spend. They don't spend naira in hell or heaven. So if you are packing this money thinking that you want to go and spend the naira in heaven or hell, I advise you, please help the poor so that you can go to heaven. Please, in case you are watching this video, Mr. President, a lot of people speak ugly about you. The sycophants around you will never tell you the truth. I know you as a man of good heart, but because you don't have the opportunity or privilege to meet the poor people as you used to, you may not know what the world or your country is passing through. Your country, Nigeria, is passing through hell. A lot of people are suffering. There is poverty. And the worst government we have ever had. I'm not saying you. I'm talking of your sycophants. Your messages are not properly delivered. Your messages are not properly delivered. And the informations to the poor are not properly disseminated. I must let you know about it because your sycophants will come and tell you everything is okay. You may not know. You may not know. I'm telling you, you may not know. And you need to be told. If you don't have any reliable person around you to tell you what is going on there, you may not understand. So please, Mr. President, don't be offended if I happen to, please, don't be offended. Please, 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 please. Don't be offended if what I'm saying offends you. Because I don't want you to be offended with me. I love you. You are my friend. And I appreciate you. I respect you. But the truth is that the sycophants around you, they are your problem. And truly, something really, really needs to be done about it in very, very soon. Otherwise, it will be a problem. Mr. President, in case you don't know, I am telling you, Nigeria is getting to a boiling point. Yes, Nigeria is getting to the boiling point. And when Nigeria gets to the boiling point, Mr. President, how many times do I call you? Once Nigeria gets to the boiling point, I am telling you, no amount of cold water will quench it. No amount of cold water. So please, the earlier the better. Nigeria, at least you should have some few landmark achievements that people will see and say, oh, Mr. President have done something great. People will mention, even if you can't fulfill, at least if you have 10 points agenda, or I don't know how many agenda you have, Mr. Like during the time of, Yaradua, we know he has a 7 points agenda. I don't know how many points agenda you have, So you refuse to complete the 7 points agenda of good luck, of Jonathan, and now you have opportunity of having your own agenda. I don't know your agendas, but I know you promise a lot. You promise power, you promise electricity, you promise road, you promise steady this, you promise water, road, all the social amenities, of course, during your time. Now reverse is the case. People are complaining. People are tired. People are tired of your regime. People are tired of everything about you. Everybody is complaining. Imagine for even the learned ones, people like Wole Soyinka, to say if it is too much, it is too much. Kai, you should know. If before such people can come out and complain publicly, you should know that your government is in trouble. I don't criticize government. No, I don't. I respect government. I don't criticize government at all. I respect my government, and anywhere I go, I defend the image of my country, Nigeria. I love this country. I love my leaders. Even you, Mr. President. I love you. My problem with you is your inability to control the Senate, because you don't have the weight carrying capacity. I'm being sincere to you. Please don't be offended. I beg you in the name of God in heaven. Don't be offended with me. You don't have the weight carrying capacity to lead Nigeria. If you do, Mr. President, with due respect, sir, if you do have the weight carrying capacity to lead Nigeria, what happened to the budget of Nigeria 2013? You were not able to agree with the Senate. Why? Because you don't have the charisma, you don't have the weight to carry them. I and you know very well that Nigeria has never gone to this worst. Yeah, okay, let's assume you don't know anything about what your ministers, your cabinets are doing, or you don't know what is happening out there. You don't know what is happening about the budget of 2013. You need to know what to do, and the Senate will not say no to your proposal. Yes, we are not encouraging bribery and corruption, but the truth is that based on the complex nature of our country, and of course, I'm just advising you, Mr. President, you should have known, of course, what to do by talking to the key people in the Senate to win their interest. And at least by January 1st of January is supposed to read the budget of this country. And now we are in the last quarter of the year. Now we are in December. In November. What it means is that 2013, there's no budget. And Mr. President, if there is no budget, how can there be contract? How can contractors be paid? How can contract be awarded? Is actually based on the approved budgets that ministries will be able, and government parastatals will be able to know what they need to do for 2013. So because the budget was not passed, so there's nothing they can do. What it means is that no development, no achievement, nothing, and none of your promise can be fulfilled because no budget. 2013 is very embarrassing, disgraceful. Even you as an individual, me as an individual, every individual in Nigeria do have budget of the year. At least you come in January, you said, you have your family budget, what and what you need to do. Okay, like, okay, I keep in January this year, I budgeted, that I'm gonna build a house, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Based on my limited resources, I was able to accomplish them. And the same way, our country, Nigeria, they have a budget of the year to say this and this they have to do, this and that and that and that they have to do. So, but without the budget, how will you be able to do it? How will you? So it is quite unfortunate that you have totally failed Nigeria in this line. You have really failed, to be sincere. If not for anything, to be sincere, you have really failed. Mr. President, you failed. You failed me. You failed Nigeria. You failed every. But I will tell you, Wole Soyinka said, if it is too much, it is too much. Why? To your wife. Your wife should be benched a little bit. Of course, I appreciate how, even when people are saying her English is this, her English is that, I really appreciate her. Me, it's quite entertaining, and honestly, it doesn't matter. It's not how much grammar you come to speak that matters. It's the action. Even if you have never been to primary school and you are able to deliver, of course, you are a leader. But please, your wife, she's the first lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are not disputing this fact, but please, she needs to be benched. To be sincere, she needs to be benched. Or let her remain in the office of the First Lady. She has no office. First Lady has no office. We only recognize her as the wife of our president. Why can't she stay a little while? Why can't she stay at home? Why will she be prognosing into people's privacy? Why will she want to be the governor of Cross River? Is it because she's the palmsec of? I can't honestly. Well, I don't blame her at all. As a permanent secretary, she needs to be, up and doing in so many this thing, and within the region, of course, she has right, as the wife of our president and as the first lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as a permanent secretary, well recognized. Of course, what we need to do is to give her that credit, but the truth is, she needs to know that she's just nothing but a housewife. She should stop prognosing. It's disgracing. She should stop disgracing her husband. It's disgracing you. If you don't know, I'm being sincere to you. People may not tell you the truth. Why I'm saying this is because I don't know. There's no room for me to come straight to you and tell you this or that. So, by the special grace of God, if you are able to watch this tape, I'm sure it will convince you a little bit. If you are convinced, fine. But if you are not, talk. But as I told you earlier, please don't take it personal. And I beg you, please, Mr. President, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Mommy is my mommy. Mommy, our first lady is my mommy. In fact, I used to procure everything for her. She's actually she knows me very well. The first lady knows me very well. So it's not, I can't actually, but the truth is that if it is too much, it is too much. I'm not happy the way she prognoses about, governmental secrecies. And she's just an ordinary housewife. She needs to understand that she's just an ordinary housewife. She's not the president. So why will she be prognosing? Why won't she give peace to people that deserves to have peace? Why will she be a problem to people's life? Because she's the first lady. She's not the first lady we have ever had. Please, the earlier she realizes herself, the better for us. Please. And Mr. President, honestly, I don't know what to say about this. But this Boko Haram of a thing, I don't know what and what you have actually done to increase the security system to protect life and property in this nation. So please, the responsibilities attached to the office of Mr. President is too enormous. that you don't have to look for problem, or problem has to look for you, or you have to respond to problem. I'm sorry, Mr. President. I'm sorry, please. I stand to be corrected. I'm not saying you are looking for problem. It's problem that is looking for you, and you are now responding to the problem. So when problem look for you, don't respond to it, because when you respond to problem, you leave your office and begins to attend to issues and problem like the one you had with Amechi. Mr. President, you need to know, as a president, you are a father of the entire nation. You need to realize that. You having problem with that person, having problem. Look at the problem you as a president is creating in PDP. Why suspending all this Sule Lamido, suspending, how do I call him? Amechi, suspend. You know, all this suspension doesn't work. And believe me, it will work against you like 100% in 2015. Make friends, don't create problems. Make friends and not enemies. If you as a father of the nation is having problem with everybody, then what will we as individual do? We are praying for harmony, we are praying for peace, we are praying for unity, and you are busy giving suspensions in PDP, you know, and this and that. Mr. President, I'm being sincere to you. You see, because people, I can never abuse my government. I can never abuse my leader. I can never abuse my government. But I'll always tell the truth. I know the truth is always bitter. But by the special grace of God, it's better we tell the truth. And then, if not for anything, for amendment purposes, I'm sure by the special grace of God, you will amend your ways, your relationship should be, cordial with all, with everybody at all levels. I am surprised and shocked to see that you, Mr. President, is actually having this problem with all these parties. Honestly, I don't see that it's fair. How can you, Mr. President, be the major creator of all these problems? Why will you, Mr. President, having issues with everybody here and there? Look at what, now we have new PDP. The new PDP, watch and see what will happen. I don't want to preempt anything, but please, I'm advising you. If you don't want to be disgraced, don't contest for 2015. And clean, stop supporting anybody. Don't even support anybody. Just complete and respect what you have said before you assumed into the office. It's just a simple advice, because these people are ready to disgrace you from the office. And from the look of things, there is no tactics, there is no political devices you will use that you can succeed these people. I have seen it very clear. I have analyzed it. In fact, I'm of course a political analyst. I've analyzed it, and I can tell you, with my church mind, that contesting against anybody for 2015, even if it's unopposed, don't accept. You contesting in 2015 will create problem for the entire nation, and at the end of the day, you will be disgraced from the office, because nobody will give you way to come back again. Of course, me, I'll come and vote for you if you come back again. I'll vote for you. But I'm sure, based on personal interactions with so many people, Mr. President, you can never become president of Nigeria again. And I can tell you have lost the cap. You have lost the glory. You can never be again. And even if you maneuver your primary to become, to get the ticket from PDP, you can never win general election. And if you do maneuver your way to rig the election as, I don't want to say it as usual, but if for any reason you maneuver your way to rig the election, I'm telling you, there will be chaos. There will be chaos. So let no one deceive you. Respect yourself. and just leave. Leave them that want to contest for 2015. You have tried, and God Almighty will bless you. Because if you want to go further, then you create a very big problem. You understand? You've been a lecturer. You've been a lecturer. You know what it is. But look at what ASO strike for how long? ASO strike for how long? Immediately you are zoomed into the office of president. I told the whole world that the issue of strike in our universities has been settled because Goodluck Jonathan has assumed office. But it's quite unfortunate that your regime happens to be the worst. Now the worst. So I advise you, Mr. President, by the special grace of God, to please do whatever you can to make sure that this issue of ASU strike is sorted out. Of course, and maybe your name will be written in gold one day, someday. Then everybody, I don't know why people are just complaining and complaining and complaining and complaining. You know, Mr. President, I don't know. I'm sorry to say, you know, this issue of this subsidy. I don't know, this subsidy of a thing. Where is that money going? The money removed from the subsidy. Where is the money? Mr. President, please, I don't know. Can you ask your minister, Okonjo-Iweala, to know if anything, if that money, where is that money going? Just to let your people know where the money is going. And then it's better now because people are suffering now, Mr. President. To be sincere with you, a lot of people are suffering. People are suffering. There is poverty in your country. There is serious poverty in Nigeria. Please, this fuel subsidy, I don't know what to say, but oh God, Mr. President, I'm sorry. You know you make a lot of promises. So all this, you know, I'll do this, I'll do that. You shouldn't have, you know, promise and fail is a sin. You shouldn't have actually promised Nigeria you will do this, you will do that, when you know you're not going to do anything. But Mr. President, where is all this money going? What are you doing with them? Is it, now wow. You were poor before. I even learned you were going to contest for local government chairman. You don't even have money to to contest, and then you were being picked. It's God intervention. How do you forget so soon? It's God that intervened. That you that don't have money to even contest for local government chairman was opportune to be picked as to be the running mate of Olamide. How do I call his name? You know, your former governor now, the one you took over from him. And unfortunately, he had the problem that he became governor. From nowhere, you were picked to become the vice president of Nigeria. And from nowhere, you became the president of Nigeria today. Is the Lord doing? Why forget so soon? I'm telling you, to be sincere with you, if I were you, I wouldn't have, of course, think of contesting for anything as far as Nigeria is concerned, because you feel me personally, you feel everybody, you feel even your family. Mr. President, I don't want to say, you know, people have said so much. I don't want to be, among the parties that criticize government. No, I don't. I love and respect my government. I respect my leaders, because one day, if God appoints you to be a leader, and then if for any reason you criticize any leader and happens to be a leader tomorrow, you know, God will not be happy with you if you fail your people. By the special grace of God, I will not fail. You know, but the truth is, I would just want to remind you that you told us, I don't know, you told the entire nation that you were very poor, you know, you had no money to even buy shoe, You know, when we were in the primary school or something, and now you become the president of Nigeria, you forgot those children. You forgot already that you were once from a very poor family. So, may the Lord Almighty intervene in the case of Nigeria. And I pray that the Lord Almighty will bring peace, restore peace, amalgamate us, and make us one. But honestly, I will tell you the dangers ahead of 2015. If Mr. President, for any reason, try to vie for presidential position for 2015, there will be chaos. There will be problem. Is what even an animal from Nigeria can analyze. You know, you see series of Boko Haram since you became the president of Nigeria, you know, and a lot of people that have been arrested, Boko Haram related issues that has been, toiled with. And it seems everything tailored against Mr. President. I'm not surprised because you have once told the entire nation that you know the people behind Boko Haram. You see, I'm not surprised, but if you know these people behind them, mention their name and let these people be brought to book and then punished according to the law. You see, so honestly, I don't know because Nigeria is going to a boiling point. And when it gets there, it will be a very big problem. Nigeria, what do we need? Basic amenities. Mr. President, you've traveled to America, you have traveled to Dubai, you have traveled to London, you have tried to China, traveled to all over the world. Where do they take light the way they take in Nigeria? Why? What are the possible things we can do to restore power supply, steady power supply, uninterrupted power supply in Nigeria? All Nigerians are asking for is just the basic amenities, which we don't even need to contest about. Road, good road, light, electricity, water supply. These are the things, these are the basic things Nigerians are asking. They don't ask for too much thing like every other country. Look at Abuja-Lokoja Road. For the past 25 years, that road has been there. Death trap. People are dying every day. We've lost series of people on this road. What will it take Nigerian government to do this road? What? Mr. President, are you aware how much life we lost in Nigerian roads every day because of bad roads, potholes everywhere? Why can't we fix it? Why can't we have a church mind? Why do we want to take this money to the grave? Who? Well, I really want to thank Mr. President, for his landmark achievements since he assumed into the office of Mr. President of the President, the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I pray that God Almighty will grant him the potency to fulfill his promises, maybe before the time. I still believe we still have time, and if not until the final wish to, I believe anything can still happen. So I pray that God Almighty will grant him the strength, Mr. President, to fulfill his promises to Nigeria. And I just want to seize this opportunity to thank some few dignitaries that have distinguished themselves to do some incredible things in Nigeria. Like the governor of Lagos State, Fashola. Oh my God. Your Excellency, all I have to pray is the Lord Almighty is your strength. He will protect and guide you. You are a leader. You are the type we are actually looking for. And for real, you are a true leader. So I really appreciate, on behalf of the entire Nigerians, we see a very big thank you, Mr. Governor Fashola. You have done incredibly. Yes, unbelievable. You have done so much in Lagos State, and everybody speak good of you. If you don't know it now. And I also want to thank the Executive Governor of Gombe State, Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, for his superlative efforts to put and harmonize and hybridize Gombe State in good shape today. Since he has zoomed into the office, he has done over thousands of roads constructions, and in the entire 36 states of Nigeria, Gombe State is the highest is the state that have built the highest number of schools in the states, primary, secondary, in the state. So honestly, and with so much of intent, the area of transportation, in security and otherwise, honestly, Your Excellency Dankwambo Ibrahim, you are the type of leader we are praying for, and I want to pull you from your state to become the next president of Nigeria. Of course, you see, one thing we need to know is we need to be opponential to one another. It's not, let's put party differences behind us. I can mention some few people that I really want to, I have it in mind, and by the special grace of God, I'm going to meet all of you, in a good time. We need to discuss, we need to plan and see how God Almighty will let it work. Like Fashola, the executive governor of Lagos State, the executive governor of Gombe State, Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, we talk of Akpabio, we talk of Donald Dukes, we talk of Nasiru Rufai, we talk of this and this some few, credible leaders that we have. Why can't we forget about these old people, join hands together, and form an alliance with the party, and then build a new party, join hands together and form an alliance, and we emancipate this nation from the hands of these old men. Honestly, to be sincere with you, I don't want to exaggerate, and I don't like talking about maybe old politicians. When we talk of old politicians and they mention some names, people get pissed off. But I'll tell you sincerely, the former president of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, is somebody I respect very well. And honestly, I have traveled all over the world. I have never seen somebody with a super heart like him. He's so kind, very kind-hearted, and he has the interest of this country. He has the interest of Nigeria. And he is somebody that I can open his heart to see what he has about on Nigeria. And to be sincere, without sentiment, I am a Christian, he is a Muslim. Without sentiment, if Atiku becomes the president of Nigeria, Nigeria will change. Nigeria will be like London. Nigeria will be like Dubai. Nigeria will be like America. Nigeria will be like China. Nigeria will be like every successful country we have all over the world. Nigeria will have all the natural resources. But greedy people, greedy leaders should not pave way for us to succeed and for us to excel. Well, I don't see Atiku to be greedy. He is not a greedy leader. And I will tell you, during Atiku's, Obasanjo's regime, when Atiku was the vice president, he resourced for the few credible cabinets that Obasanjo used during his time. And of course, I can mention Nuhu Ribadu, I can mention Nasir Rufai, I can mention, what I call him, Buba Marwa. Of course, Buba Marwa is one of the leader, a very credible leader that performed credibly when he was the governor of Lagos State. So these are the people that we need to join hands together, vote for them, campaign for them, and let them become our leader. If Atiku become the president of this country today, if Atiku become the president of this country today, I can bet you, I will not swear, Nigeria will be free from poverty. Yes, I know. He's kind-hearted and the man is rich. He has money. Atiku is rich. And with his age, what is he coming to steal, to take the money to where? What Atiku has is enough to sustain. Atiku only can feed the entire nation for 1 year. Yes, as you see him, Atiku is the highest employer of labor beside government in Adamawa State. As an individual, what can he do? He has a limited strength, a limited power. But if such a person happens to be the president of this country, he will industrialize this nation. Of course, I and you know very well that this man is credible. But we don't just want to pave him way to lead based on personal sentiment. So please, we need to change our mentality. We need to repent from our ways of life. Because life is not a permanent base. And one day, death will come. What will you answer on the last day? If based on your own selfish interest, it doesn't pave way for a credible leader to lead us, and you cannot lead us, the Bible says, woe unto him who he did not want to go, and he will not pave way for others to go. So please, just as I have said, in case my leaders will watch this video, the former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, I will, by the special grace of God, I will personally meet him, meet Tunde Fashola, Dan Kwambo, Donald Dukes, Nasir Rufai, Buba Marwa, and some few credible people that we have around. We are going to form, I don't want to preempt what will happen, but by the special grace of God, I tell you, 2015 is going to be tough. 2015 is going to be very tough. It's going to be very tough, super tough. And I can tell you, there is nothing anybody will do that will stop Atiku, the former Vice President of Nigeria, from becoming the President of Nigeria in 2015. Nothing can stop except God in heaven. Nothing any human being can do, no frustration of any kind, from any source, from anywhere, can stop him from becoming the President of Nigeria in 2015. And by the special grace of God, he will be. Well, out of these people that I have mentioned, tell me one of them that is not credible. Without sentiment. Tell me one of them that is not credible. And we know it. Please, Mr. President, Goodluck Jonathan, I'm sorry, if I address you wrongly. Yes, you're pissing me off now. Please, if you want to be the president, behave like a president. If you want to be respected, behave like a president. Respect is reciprocal. I don't respect people that doesn't respect themselves. If you want me to respect you, respect yourself. The whole nation will respect you. Everybody will respect you. But if you don't respect you, you don't expect anybody to respect you. You want to be given a presidential respect, then behave like a president. I don't know what is actually your problem. And this issue of, I want to highlight about people say you get drunk and a lot of people say, I don't know, but this is what people say, that Mr. President get drunk and he don't know what to do. He'll be sleeping. He don't even think about the poor, the needies, what he need to do. He don't think about that. He's just a drunk. I don't believe in that. Yes, me too, I drink. But I drink in moderation, and I believe my president is very, very responsible. He's a very responsible man. He's a very responsible leader, a credible leader, and of course, is actually a political language to just using against my president. And I'm here to correct any negative impression about our president, Goodluck Jonathan. The only thing he has failed to do is all his promises. He has not fulfilled anyone. This I know very well. Like all this electricity, power, this thing. And I actually learned, the fuel subsidy, removal is part. This is a landmark achievement too. I'm telling you. Just woke over the night, puts. You see, it's very quite unfortunate. But the truth is that he has tried. It is not easy to remove fuel subsidy. It takes heart, it takes a man or a heart. A strong heart to do that. So Mr. President has a very strong heart. So if you don't have a strong heart, you can't remove fuel subsidy, because you see, if you remove subsidy, you know what the result of it. You see, you can see the result of fuel subsidy removal. So people are now on the street. Armed robbery has increased. Armed robbery has increased everywhere in all the 36 states of Nigeria. Yes. Why? Because fuel subsidy has been removed, and the removal of fuel subsidy have actually caused inflation, that everything has actually, all the prices of commodities has increased, and people don't have money to pay rent. They don't have money to, no housing. People are sleeping on the street. People are sleeping on the road. No money for food. No money for transportation. Oh shit. I feel like crying when I think of Nigeria. But I thank Fachola. I thank Donald Duke. I thank Akpabio. I thank Ibrahim Dankwambo. And I thank all the credible people that are doing very well. Rochas Okorocha, I thank you. Oh, sorry. Amechi, I forgot to thank you. I learned you are doing very well in Cross River, to be sincere with you. I learned Amechi is the executive governor of Cross River, is doing incredibly well, despite the fact, the site distractions from Mr. President and his wife are humiliating him. He's trying his best and he's doing all he can to make sure that he fulfills his promises to his nation, to his state, And please, God is your strength. I will tell you, pop and play, because you loved your people. Your people loved you. You see, you are governing Cross River. Everybody in Cross River talk very excellent of you. Our president, how many people talk good of him in Nigeria? Don't say it, I said it too, but I honestly have never heard one single person, apart from his wife and the ministers, not the ones. Even you see now, you see when those ministers were still serving, they were all. They spoke excellently well of Mr. President. He's doing this, he's doing that, generalizing what he's not actually on board, and Mr. President, I don't know, out of Mumutik, he now removed them. Now they've started saying the truth. They've started seeing what we are seeing about Mr. President, you know, honestly. But what Mr. President did to me is Mumutik. Very, very Mumutik. It's not, it's too, he wouldn't have actually, I mean, removed those ministers. So he's going to have, that is why I told you 2015 is going to be super tough. My dear people, see, I don't like to talk too much. And you see, I don't gossip. I hate gossiping. One thing I hate in my life is gossip. I don't want to gossip about my leader. I don't want to gossip about my country. I don't want to gossip about my nation. I don't want to gossip about my beloved state even, you know. So, because when we are talking about all this, my state is even the worst, Kogi State, honestly. Still now, I don't know what Idris Wada is doing in Kogi State. I don't know. Really, to be sincere, I still don't know. You know, I think Ibro handed over to him, and I think maybe it's a governmental hereditary. So he inherited, you know, the leadership system from Ibro. And honestly, I learned the worst government, state in Nigeria is Kogi State. It's quite, shameful. But what can we do? You see, may God Almighty help us. You see, it is not easy. Give credit to your leaders. Don't blackmail them. When people give credit to your leaders, even if they are doing wrong, like now that Mr. President is not fulfilling his promises, I can't go to anywhere and talk bad of him. No, I'll give him credit because he's our leader. And when you speak bad of your leader, people disrespect him. So in view of that, I will be the last person to speak ugly of my leader. And please, my dear people, let's join hands together to build a better country, to build a better Nigeria. And by the special grace of God, of course, it shall be well, you know. It's just for a while. I believe that very soon it will be okay. I believe in that for real. So please, I just want to thank you for being with us for today. And same time next week, we are going to bring to you, the interviews from, so please, by this time next week, try and be, what is the name of our channel? I've forgotten. Okay, anyway, we can always upload it on YouTube for you, but we are going to interview those ministers that Oga actually those ministers that they spoke very well of Mr. President that time. We want to hear from them, and then we'll put it live for you to see. We'll know whether Mr. President is doing very well or not. We're going to hear not from the incumbent ministers, but from the ministers that were actually, that he actually asked them to rest a little bit. You know, they worked too much. The work was so much on them. So he said, they should rest a little bit. So we're going to hear from those ones. And by the special grace of God, same time next week, we're going to let you know. Try to be here on time, and you stay out of trouble. Please be yourself. Wherever, whatever, be yourself. I love to be myself. Don't conform yourself to the standard of others. Simple advice. Take care, and we'll see each other and when we get there. Take care.